Today we are going to start with the most important chapter, that is functions or method. So first of all, we have to understand what is function or method. A program is a set of instructions given to computer. So we know that computer is a hardware and the programs that run inside it is a software. It works in combination of both hardware and software. So the instructions are given in a set that is called as a program. And these instructions initiate some action and hence sometimes called executable instructions. In Java programs, the executable instructions are specified through methods or functions. Now we can understand this by example of a mobile. What is function? Function is a division of work in a small segment in one class. So let us consider this as a mobile phone. It is one class. Now inside this mobile phone, we are using two SIM, SIM1 and SIM2. Both the functions of SIM1 and SIM2 are independent of each other, but yet they are working inside one segment, that is in one class. So we can say that both the SIM card function separately, but it is in one device, that is in one class, that is in one mobile. So this is an example of your function. So let us proceed. Similarly, in our program, one class can have multiple number of functions. We can say that methods lives inside class. A class never have a no method. It always have at least one method. So we can say that class cannot exist without method and a method cannot exist without class. So a method has to exist inside a class. Out of multiple number of methods in a class, every program contains a main method. Suppose in one class I am having 4 methods and all the 4 methods are working independently. But still we need one method which will start the execution of the program, and that method is my main method. So we can say the main method is very important as it tells program where to start. The general rule is that there should be one main method in one class. Because of static keyword used in your main method, it can be called without creating the object of the class. So we can say that it is the first method that get executed, and it is very important to understand that a class never share the same name as that of function. So function and class always have 2 different names. Let us proceed with the syntax of function. Now the syntax of function says the first is your access specifier, modifier, then return type, whether it is a void type or it is returning any value, function name and parameter list. Then the body of the function, which is inside the pair of a curly braces. So we see here that the body of the function will work from in between opening and closing curly braces. This square bracket indicates the optional part of the syntax. So let us see access specifiers. So we are aware of the access specifiers are public, private, protected or friendly. Friendly means whichever are default, they are considered as friendly. So these are the access specifiers. The access specifier friendly states that the function or the class is declared without any access specifier. Then it becomes friendly or default. The next is your modifier. We generally don't use it. It is an optional part of your syntax. Whenever required, we make use of it. The modifiers are final, native, synchronized, transient or volatile, in which we have seen about the final. A final method means that the functionality defined inside this method can never change. If you remember the final keyword, when it is used with the variables, the value which is assigned to the variable will not change throughout the program. Similarly, if the function is also declared as final, whatever the work, the coding we have done inside it, you cannot change. Next is return type. This is very important. Usually if the function is not a return type, then we declare it as void. We write public void num1, public void calculate. This is the normal mode of declaring any function. But here the return type, if it is return type. So if the function return any value or statement, it is called as return type function. They return the value by the use of keyword return. It means in the function, the last of the function is written with the keyword return. So this is a keyword because of which the value can be returned to the other function. The return, that is return, returns the value of the calling function. The function which is returning the value, it is called as a, where it is returned, it is called as a calling function. If we have more than one return keyword in one function, then only one and one return will execute, because after executing the return keyword, the compiler exits from that area or from that function and moves to the other part of the program. So it is very important to see whether my function is return type or not. Types of method. In this we will learn different ways of declaring the method. We have learned about the syntax. Now we will see different types of methods. On the basis of parameter, I hope you remember what is a parameter. The value which we pass inside this parenthesis, it is called as argument or parameter. This is one of the way to take input in Java programming. One method is by making use of scanner class or by making use of buffer reader. Another method is by making use of parameters. So on the basis of parameter, first one is parameterized method or function. So public void input string name int roll. Now this is a function which will take two values when it is called. This is called function declaration. We are declaring the function, and when this function will be called with the help of object that you will learn later on, then during the calling of the function you have to pass one value of string type and one value of integer type. Then only this function will run, and the input to execute the program is given by this only. The next function is your public void input int num int x. You can have parameter 2, 1, none or more. Can be of different data type combinations, like here we are having one of string, another one of integer, or of similar data type. Now this is very important where the students make mistake. In normal declaration of a variable, if the variable is sharing the same data type, we used to write int num comma x. But here this is not allowed. If you are passing the similar data type values in parameter, you have to write int num comma, again you have to write int, cannot write comma x, int x. Suppose there are more value of integer type, comma int y, comma int z, and so on. The next one is non-parameterized method or non-parameterized function. So these all are your non-parameterized function. Usually in one program, we divide the program in these three functions only. We take input, then we calculate, and then we display. So public void input, public void calc, and public void display. The name of the function, very important. The name of the function is not fixed. You can give any name. But usually we used to give the name of the function according to the work we are doing inside the function. If the function is taking input, we write here input. If the function is doing any calculative part or report generation, we can write the function name as calculate, calc, or any report generation report. If it is printing just the output, we can write public void display, public void. We cannot use any keyword. You cannot write print or println. So this is important. The function name, any keyword cannot be used as a function name. Any class name cannot be used as a function name. Next is, on the basis of return type, function can be non-return type function or return type function. This is very important. If the function is using void, it means this function is a non-return type function. This function will be called by creating the object of the class, and then only it can be called. And we have to see that the void is used or not. If the function is having void, it means printing of the value can be done here. We will do all sort of printing, system.out.println, and the printing of the variables is possible. If the function is a return type, then we declare the function by declaring the type of value it is returning. This is a very important point to understand. Void means general. It means void means null. It means it is returning no value. But if it is returning the value, what type of data type value it will return, that is used in the function declaration in the function header. If I am writing public int sum is the name of the function, and int is the type of value it will return. How it will return? It will return with the help of keyword return. And the type of input it will take is also of integer type. Next example we see public double calculator, double D. It means it is taking input of double type, can have more than one parameters also, but it is returning the value is also of double type. So this double, this int, suppose here float or boolean, indicates that the type of value it will return. So it should be very clear by seeing the function header. The first line of the function is called as function header. It should be very clear that what type of value it will return, and we declare the function with that type of value only. Next is to have explain about the function header and function body. Public void calculate. The first line of the function is called as function header, and all the lines that will write inside the curly braces is your function body. This function is a non-parameterized, non-return type function, a normal function it is. The next we will see about function prototype and signature. Let us see one example. Public void temperature $FCC. See, this is your argument or parameter $F and $C. It is a non-return type function because of void it is using, but it is parameterized. Now what is function signature? Function signature basically refers to the number and type of argument. It is the part of function prototype. So if I say function signature, it deals only with this area. How many parameters are there? So here there are 2 parameters. What are its data type? It is double data type. So this is function signature. You can have different combination of data type as the parameter also, and can have more than 1, 2, 3, 4 parameters. There is no limitation of the parameter. The next is function prototype. Function prototype, it is a combination of function signature and return type. It means when we talk about the function prototype, it will deal with whether it is a return type function or not, whether there are 1 parameter or 2 parameter. It means the number of parameters and the type of parameters. So this is the minute difference between function prototype and function signature, which is very important about the program or about the exam. Means function prototype is the first line of the function definition, that is the header of the function, that tells us about the type of value returned by function and the number and the type of arguments. So this is your introduction